All right, so the last thing we need to talk about are congruency statements or congruence statements. So since translations, rotations, and reflections all preserve congruence, it's important that we are able to write statements of congruence, telling us which side lengths go together, which angles go together, all of that. So congruent just means having the same shape and the same size. Translations, rotations, and reflections all preserve congruence. I'm not changing the size of the shape, even though I'm moving it around. The symbol for congruent is an equal sign with a squiggly line on top. And the hardest part about congruent statements or congruency statements is naming the image. Once you've named the image, it's super, super quick and super easy. So to determine which points match in the image and the pre-image, you can match up the side lengths. Shortest side goes with shortest side, longest side goes with longest side. Or if it's a rotation or reflection, you can look at the coordinates and find the ordered pair most similar to the pre-image. That doesn't quite work for translation, but that's okay because translation is actually the easiest to write a congruent statement for. So here, ABC is the pre-image, and we want to write the correct congruent statement to this other triangle that's in quadrant 1. Now, first things first, let's determine what happened. What transformation has happened? Well, I took this image, ABC, and did I just drag it up here? Yes, I did. So that's a translation. And since translations preserve orientation, the points in the image are all the same position as the pre-image. So the pre-image, A was on top, it preserves congruence. P is the same as A, or preserves congruence and orientation. I'm not moving this around. I'm just dragging it. So when A is on top, P is also on top. So since it's a translation, we're going to write our congruency statements. A was the top point. P is the top point. B is the point on the left. Q is the point on the left. C is the bottom point on the right. R is the bottom point on the right. So all I have to do, since A is in the first spot, A, B, C, A matched with P, so P better be in the first spot on the next one. B was in the second pot, B matched with Q, Q is in the next spot, and then C was in the third spot, so R is in the third spot. You're just matching up the letters. A and P are the same, they better be in the first position together. B and Q are in the same, they better be in the second position together. C and R are the same, they better be in the third position together. Now, once you have written the congruency statement, your life becomes so simple. All I have to do is match up the letters. I don't even need the picture anymore. So A and B, well, that was the first two in the first side, so it's going to match up with PQ because that's the first two in the second one. That simple. A and C. A was the first letter from the first side. C is the last letter. P is the first letter. R is the last letter. So this will match up with PR in a second, but I did this one first. C and B. C is the last letter. B is the middle letter. R is the last letter. Q is the middle letter. Last letter, middle letter. Last letter, middle letter. You're matching them up. Like I said before, A, C. A is the first. C is the last. P is the first. R is the last. So that's PR. Angle A is first. Matches with angle P. All you have to do once you have written your congruency statement is simply match up the letters. It is that straightforward. Now, this one, I have to figure out what happened first before I write a congruency statement. So it says ABC is the pre-image, and we're going to write the correct congruent statement. Well, what happened? Did I just drag this image down here? No, it's not quite facing the same way, so it's not a translation. Is this a mirror image of each other? Well, not over the X or not over the X or the Y axis, so it's not a reflection. Therefore, it has to be a rotation. So when we're writing a congruent statement for a rotation, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to write all of the ordered pairs of the pre-image. So A was at 1, 4, I moved right 1 up 4. B is at 4, 3, move right 4 up 3. C is at 0, 1. Now I'm going to write all of the ordered pairs for the image or the new shape. D is at 0, negative 1. E is at negative 1, negative 4. And F is at negative 4, negative 3. Now I'm going to look at these and see which of these are actually close together. Well, C is at 0, 1. D is at 0, negative 1. That's kind of connected, kind of close. A is at 1, 4, and E is at negative 1, 4. I think these are pretty close. And B is at 4, 3, and F is at negative 4, negative 3. Looking for the ones that have similar numbers, kind of in the same similar positions. So I'm going to match them up that way. Well, I said A, B, C. So the one that goes with A is E. So I'm going to start the next one with E. Then I said B. Well, the one that goes with B is F. So it's E, F. and then C goes with D. So the congruent statement is triangle ABC is the same as EFD. Well, now that I have this written, all I have to do again is match up the letters. A and B are the first two letters. E and F are the first two letters. If we said it was a rotation, AB is congruent to EF. CB, that's the third letter and the second letter. Third letter, second letter, DF. AC, first and last. ED, first and last. Oops, I wrote it backwards. Now, here's the thing. This is a great example of me making a mistake. This would be wrong. If you wrote DE, that's not correct. I said the first letter and the last letter. Well, I did last and first. It's not the same. So it really should be ED. So let me fix that to make sure we're getting it correct. Like we said, AB, first and second. EF, first and second. CB, last and middle. DF, last and middle. AC, first and last. First and last should be ED. And then angle B is the middle letter, so it matches with angle F. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you take your quiz and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.